We haven't seen each other since graduation. Just kind of scared to go back.
Look who's here.
Tabby, you came?
Oh, I can't believe you're here.
Tell us more. Hard for me to come back here.
Why is Granny's name crossed out?
She'd gotten a gift just like the rest of us.
What the hell are these chains doing on these doors?
So let's get Scrooged.
Is that you? And there are a lot of hidden passageways all over the chateau.
What is he doing? But I came back here to face my fears. All of our friends are dead, and nobody can trust anyone.
Hello everyone, I am Sean and welcome once again to my Horror Corner. As always, let me just begin by thanking you so much for being with me and watching the video today. I really do appreciate that. It means a lot to me. And a special thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. The numbers continue to go up a little bit, so I appreciate that. Thank you all so much. It really does mean a lot to me. So thank you all for subscribing to the channel, for supporting me, for being with me on this journey. Today we're going to continue on with the Christmas horror movie thing that I've been doing for the last couple of months, and this may actually be the last one of these Christmas horror movie episodes that I do for this year. I had been trying to kind of get back on a schedule, get caught up. I had some things in mind that I had planned on talking about, and just with the holiday season and everything being so hectic, it hasn't quite worked out the way I wanted it to. So plan is to kind of maybe wrap this up today with this episode, then come back in a few days and do a kind of a 2024 wrap up where I basically just list my kind of go through and rank my favorite movies that came out this year as far as the horror genre. And then from there, we'll kick off 2025, and I've got some plans for 2025, including going through the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. So I think some good things coming. Still looking at maybe a green screen to put up behind me to, you know, make everything look a little bit better and kind of go from there and try to do more with this and make this look better. But so yeah, hoping for some growth and some improvements in 2025, but wanted to at least wrap up 2024 with a year in review and one more Christmas horror movie. And so that's what we're going to get into today. And today we're going to talk about one that just came out. I just watched this movie this morning. Um, don't have a lot of information on this movie yet. You know, typically here I try to give like a lot of background info, um, release dates, news about the movie, that kind of thing. And I'm telling you, there's just not a lot out there. This one's pretty new. We are going to be talking about today the naughty list of Mr. Scrooge. I had never even heard of this movie until just a few weeks ago. A couple of friends of mine from Our Life in Horror, Brendan and Sam, mentioned this movie. I was going to be on an episode of their show, and they wanted me to watch this trailer so we could talk about it a little bit. So I did. I'd never heard of the movie at all. Didn't even know it was a thing. And when I watched the trailer, I kind of had mixed thoughts. We watched this trailer, and I think we watched a trailer to possibly a Popeye horror movie that's coming out. I don't really remember, but I think that was the two trailers that we watched. Um, the Popeye trailer looked fun and entertaining to me. This one, I was like, it may be okay, maybe not, but just really wasn't sure. And when I was wanting to get something done, just had a Christmas party here at my house last night with some family and friends, and this morning knew I needed to get something recorded and get something put out there. And I just happened to see that this movie was streaming for free. And so I was like, okay, this one's brand new. This might be a good way to wrap things up for the Christmas horror films, and decided to give it a shot. And I will say, uh, was very pleasantly surprised. I think this movie, despite not having a theatrical release, despite being new, despite having never heard of it, and I may be in the minority as far as my thoughts on this film, but I was very surprised. Let me just give you a brief synopsis for this movie. A group of former college friends gather for a reunion at a winter chalet, 15 years after one of their own has died during the production of A Christmas Carol. They now find themselves being stalked and killed off one by a mysterious killer. Cast for this film, we have Jake Helgrim, Excuse me, Jake Carlin was the director. Sky Cohn, Colin Koth, Kimberly Whalen, Liz Finning, Adam Bucci, Ali Zari, Koel Mahal. Um, yeah, that's kind of the basic cast. Not a lot of well-known people in this film, or at least not people that I'm familiar with. Again, the director was Jake Helgren, produced by Jake Helgren and Autumn uh, Federici. Screenwriter Jake Helgren, the production company uh, The Ninth House, and a runtime of 1 hour and 29 minutes. That's really all I have as far as anything behind the scenes or just facts about the film. Even looking at this movie on Rotten Tomatoes this morning, there's no score from critics or an audience, so not much really out there to get into as far as great details about this film. But I will talk about my opinion of it and kind of go through things. This will probably be a little shorter episode than what I normally do. Um, but again, it's a brand new movie. There's just not a lot out there to talk about with it yet. So let's go ahead and talk about the naughty list of Mr. Scrooge. Um, Again, saw this trailer just for the first time just a few weeks ago. Hadn't heard of this movie, knew nothing about this movie, and so really didn't have high expectations. Um, but wanted to at least check it out. I thought from the trailer that it might be fun, so I did. Like I said, I at least wanted to check it out and see what I thought. And uh, this movie kind of reeled me in from the very beginning. This is a film that I think is right down my alley. I've talked before about how big a fan I am of the slasher subgenre in horror films. I love slasher movies, and this movie kind of gave me the same vibe that the Eli Roth Thanksgiving did. And I did turn out to, I really liked that when I reviewed it early on in this holiday horror thing that I've been doing. I got the same kind of vibe from that. And as much as I love, and I've talked about multiple times, I'm a huge fan of Michael and Jason and Freddy and Chucky and Ghostface, and Leatherface, all these slasher icons. Um, I do think it's great when we get some new ones, or at least an attempt at some new ones. And I felt like John Carver from Thanksgiving gave us that. I feel like Art the Clown from Terrifier has definitely given us that. I'm excited for the future of Megan and that franchise to see if that can give us something like that. And I feel like this one could fall into that category. The killer is dressed in the Ebenezer Scrooge mask. The costume looks pretty good. When I first saw the trailer and saw that mask and saw the costume, I thought, kind of mid. We'll see. But the more I watched this movie today, the more I was enjoying the costume. I don't know, again, this is a brand new movie. Didn't have a theatrical release that I could see. Um, it may not go anywhere. This may be the end of it after that. And if that's the case, that's fine. I mean, that's okay if it ends with this and this is a one and done thing. But I see potential possibly here for something else. And this is one where I think we could get maybe another reoccurring slasher villain out of. We're going to get another Thanksgiving movie next year from Eli Roth, another John Carver movie like that. Um, I wouldn't mind if this did something else either. Now, I can also see, unfortunately, just knowing the way movies go, for there to be sequels to this, but them to be very cheap and not be very good. It really could go either way. Um, but I think there is some potential here. I liked the kills in this movie. I thought there were some really good kills. There were some fun kills. Um, I felt like the cinematography was done well. I thought the movie looked good. Um, I thought all of the performances were well. Nobody, sometimes you get these quick release movies like this that don't have the huge budgets and things, and you can kind of tell where the acting is concerned or something. I thought the acting was all fine. I mean, nobody stood out as giving, just amazing performances, but I thought everybody did a good job. Um, I really enjoyed the story. Um, Kind of predictable to a certain degree to see where things were going and what was going to happen, but I still thought it was fun. And really, that's what I look for when it comes to a slasher film. I want something fun, and that's where I think a lot of times my opinion when it comes to good horror movies or things that I really enjoy is so much different than so many other people. Is I don't watch horror movies for these um, long, detailed, in-depth, powerful stories. That's not what I'm looking for. Sometimes I see one that has those and I enjoy it, and that's fine. I'm not saying I'm 100% against it. I'm just saying that's not what I look for. I'm not into slow burns. That kind of thing is not my thing. I to me, the world is crazy enough. There's enough stuff going on out there in the world that when I put on a movie, and loving horror movies like I do, I'm wanting fun. I'm wanting to separate from the world. I'm wanting to forget about real life, and I'm wanting to be entertained and have some great killer, some fun kills, some decent comedy moments, some funny one-liners or something, decent cast, let things look good. Practical effects are better than CGI in my opinion. Sometimes CGI looks okay, but I just want to have fun with the movie and just be entertained by some basic, simple premises. And when I watch a slasher film, there's just a few things that I look for, and this movie had a lot of them. It didn't have everything. I'm not saying this was a perfect film, but it did have a lot of things that I really enjoyed. And again, I thought the cast was fine. Um, there are unlikable characters, but there are some characters that are likable, which I think is somewhat important. I've talked about that before. And again, I enjoyed the kills. I felt like it was the pacing was good. I didn't find myself watching thinking, okay, this needs to wrap it up and be over. Um, yeah, I really enjoyed a lot of things about this film, and I will definitely be watching it again before I got ready to sit down and record this morning. But I was talking with a friend of mine on the phone, and I was like, I had never heard of this movie till a few weeks ago, but this is definitely going to be one because I'm also a collector and I like buying movies. This is definitely going to be one that I look for. I don't see it having a 4K release, but I will try to find this on Blu-ray because I would definitely watch this again. Um, I could definitely see this movie becoming a part of my regular Christmas horror movie rotation. There's a few that I watched this year to do the for the YouTube channel that I probably won't watch again. But I have certain movies that I watch every year around this time. The first two Black Christmas movies, Krampus. Gosh, now I'm drawing a complete blank, but I see this falling into that same category as being something I watch every year around this time. So I was very pleasantly surprised with this movie. I thought it was very entertaining. I enjoyed the kills, liked a lot of things about it. Um, and to rate this movie today, to do it on a scale of my regular normal rating scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being excellent, 4 being very good, 3 being good, 2 being not good, and 1 being poor. I would go as far as to give this a 4 out of 5. I thought this was a very good slasher film, very pleasantly surprised. Were a couple of things that I thought could have been a little bit different, or maybe would have given me a little bit more out of what I enjoyed. But overall, this was a very fun, enjoyable experience for me to watch this movie this morning, and I look forward to watching it again. I may watch it again in just a couple of days. We've still got just a couple of days till Christmas, so I may watch it again before then. So I really enjoyed this one. I highly recommend it. It's streaming free on the Roku channel right now. Not sure where else it is out there, but that's where I found it this morning. So, in my opinion, The Naughty List of Mr. Scrooge, 4 out of 5. Very fun movie. I really enjoyed it, and definitely with some of the things that I've watched recently and done some of my last few episodes about not really hitting the mark for me. This one did, and I was very pleased with that. So I highly recommend The Naughty List of Mr. Scrooge, 4 out of 5. Like I said, short episode today because this was a new movie and there's not a lot out there on it. So that's pretty much going to wrap this up. And that will kind of wrap up, like I said, the Christmas horror movies uh, that I've been doing over the course of the last couple of months. We'll finally get ready to move on and get into some other stuff. But I will be back in a few days to talk about my favorite movies of 2024 and rank those and see what um, you guys think about that. But if you enjoyed this episode today, please let me know. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to the channel. If you've seen this movie, I want to know your thoughts. Did you enjoy it as much as I did, or am I just crazy for liking this one so much? So leave me, subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, leave me some comments, and find me and follow me on social media. I am out there on just about everything. Um, X, which used to be Twitter, TikTok, Blue Sky, Instagram, Sean's Horror Corner. Um, Follow me on social media. Do my best to follow back as much as possible and interact with me here at YouTube. Next year is going to be a lot of fun. Like I said, I'll come back and rank my favorite movies of 2024 on the next episode. But then we're going to get into some fun stuff next year. I know I'm going to be going through the entire Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. I plan on doing some giveaways next year. So perfect time to continue to follow me here on YouTube and subscribe to the channel. That is one of the conditions, is if you want to be eligible for some of the free giveaways, you have to be subscribed to the channel. So um, subscribe, follow along, join with me on this, and I will see you all again very soon. Thank you.